Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Fame with Tiffany Renee. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are not new to my channel, welcome back. Thank you to all who have liked, shared, and subscribed. I appreciate you so much. If you're interested in one-on-one manifestation coaching, some really great ebooks, some affirmations, or a personal channeled reading, click the link in the description box below to book a session. This is another channel message. This is the second channeled message that I have from Spirit Guides. And again, disclaimer, like I always give, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. We all are connected to the same infinite consciousness, the infinite source, and we all have the ability to focus and just tap in on it. And all of the information, it's flowing through the quantum field. We have access to all of it. So all of these messages are channeled messages, and I'm just the messenger, and I'm just putting a spotlight on certain things that Spirit and the guides want us to be reminded of as of today. So I take messages down before I start. I sit with the energy, and this is my beautiful notebook and pen that I use when the messages are coming through. And of course I have my smoky quartz as always, and my beautiful, this is from Japan. My cousin brought for me, and it's from a very sacred temple there as well. And I use that for prayer, affirmations, grounding too, because it has really incredible energy. So again, feel free to like, share, subscribe. And here we go with the messages for today. Sometimes things have to fall apart to fall into place. Sometimes things have to fall apart to fall into place. That is the first message. We've heard this many, many times. To some people, this is cliche, but it is very, very true. We may not understand why it seems like certain things in our lives are falling apart, especially at the same time, or why catastrophic things seem to transpire or seem to be happening. But there's always a reason behind it. There's always a balance. There's always good that is going to come from that. And while we may not always understand why devastation or catastrophe or chaos or pain or disappointment or betrayal or hurt and all these things that we don't like have to kind of swoop in and completely disrupt our lives, disrupt our foundation, completely break our foundation down. We don't understand why. It couldn't be a softer nudge in the direction that we're meant to go, as opposed to such an intense one. Sometimes the intensity is needed to really grab our attention, because the subtleties, the subtle ways, we weren't getting. We weren't receiving them, and we were dismissing them. We were ignoring them. And so something bigger had to come to kind of shake us and say, hey, pay attention, okay? And while we do what we can in those moments of fear, of chaos, and instead of trying to seek out an answer for why is this happening, Spirit wants us to just get in a place of acceptance, which I know can be very, very hard. Trust me, I know. Accepting what is, accepting where you are. You're not saying that you like it. You're just accepting the fact that, okay, this is what's happening. This is one of the quantum possibilities, and I am grateful for whatever wisdom is coming from this, or I'm grateful that it isn't worse than what it is, or, whatever you have to do. Seeking gratitude, looking for the silver lining because it's there, it has to be there. It would help get to a place of acceptance. And with that acceptance, you can get clarity. You can get clarity on how to move on. You can get clarity on how to rebuild your life. You can get clarity on how to answer that email or the solution to that problem. It'll come from having sat with what is, accepting what is, not trying to feel better about it, because that's pushing against it. Not trying to feel better about it, but just choosing a different reality. That's the first message. Second message they have is Spirit never leads, it follows. Spirit never leads, it follows. Think about that for a second, because even when that came through, I was like, ooh, that's interesting. Spirit never leads, it follows. Then they said, it follows the direction you point in and marches on diligently. So be mindful of the direction you give. Spirit never leads, it follows. It follows the direction you point in and marches on diligently. So be mindful of the direction you give. So they're saying that, so many times we say, whether it's in prayer or affirmations, we say, Spirit guide me, or Spirit lead me, or, those type of things. And they're saying that Spirit never leads. It doesn't lead you anywhere. It follows. It follows your instruction. And it follows your direction. And basically, Spirit is your servant. Wherever you lead it is where it will go. So how do you lead Spirit? We lead Spirit through our thoughts, through our attention, through our energy, through our perception, through our beliefs, through our patterns and behaviors, through our expectations. We lead Spirit where we want it to go, whether we think that that's where we want it to go or not. So you could say, I'm leading Spirit. I want Spirit to go to, I want Spirit to bring me financial abundance. Okay? Spirit, I'm open to receiving financial abundance. I'm ready to be rich. Bring the dollars, bring the money, bring the coin. And yet, you're not leading Spirit to financial abundance. You're leading it to poverty and lack. Because while you're saying, I I'm abundant. You know, spirit got me. I'm wealthy. My riches are coming. Your dominant vibration, your dominant thoughts, your dominant beliefs, and um, your behaviors and your expectations are all that of someone who is lacking financial abundance, who has a poverty mindset. You see? And so that's where you're leading spirit. You're leading spirit down the road of lack and poverty. Even though you're saying that you want spirit to bring you financial abundance, you're leading it down the road of poverty. And so spirit is going to march down that road of poverty with a purpose. And you're going to get mirrored back to you all types of evidence to support lack and poverty, whether it's in your life, in your world, or in the world around you. Everything is a mirror. And again, Abraham Hicks said this a long time ago, and I quote it a lot. You never get what you want. You get what you are. The universe doesn't bring you what you want. The universe brings you what you are. And Tom Caron also says this beautifully, that you can only receive what you are aware. What you're aware of. You can only receive what you are aware of. So wherever your awareness is, whatever you are conscious of being, that's what you receive. If you're conscious of being someone who is in poverty and lacking and always unsafe or in danger, or someone who was never taken care of, or someone who's always single and you don't want to be, and someone who's always having horrible relationships, if that's what you're conscious of being, if that's your dominant awareness, that is what will be mirrored back to you. You will be given all types of evidence to support that level of consciousness of where you are. Because remember, we only can actually physically see 0.001% of all of creation. Think about that. I know you all have heard this. Think about that. Spirit wants me to remind you that we only see 0.001% of all of creation. That's like somebody looking at me, random example. That's like someone looking at me, okay? This full human vessel, this full human body, and only seeing my beauty mark on my lip and saying, holy crap, like, Tiffany is an incomplete human. Tiffany isn't even human. She's just a beauty mark, right? Because they can't see, or someone, seeing a picture and only seeing a picture of my beauty mark and then deciding how I look. Tiffany's ugly or Tiffany's pretty or whatever. But it's like all you have to go on is this one little beauty mark, this one little shot right here. And you're trying to determine what the rest of me looks like. You can't. You can't possibly know what my features are if the only lens you have is that right here. You only see this. And you're trying to determine what the rest of me looks like. If the rest of me is even there. Like, how could you possibly? You can't. But just because you can't see the rest of me, okay, you can only see this. But because you can only see this, it doesn't mean that the rest of this isn't here. The rest of my body still exists. Even though you can only see from this. You can only see this part from your lens. I know that's a crazy example, but do you see what I'm saying? It's like what we're seeing right now, it's literally, it's that much of all that's actually there. So when you hear Dr. Joe Dispenza and other people, other quantum physicists talk about there are infinite versions of us, there's infinite versions of Earth, there's infinite versions of you, and each one of you is living on a different sequence, a different timeline, and you're having your own experience. Some of those experiences look very similar to the ones we have now with just a few variations. Others, way, way, way on one end of the spectrum and way, way on the other. The best of the best exists and the worst of the worst exists. And we're all of it. We're the best of the best and the worst of the worst. We're the good and the bad. We're the yin and the yang, the alpha and the omega. We're the beginning and the end. We're all of it, right? And Heyyyyyy Family talks about this a lot. A lot of her I am affirmations are, she embraces the negative and says, I am that. Or if someone says that she's something, I don't know, like, oh, you're whatever, something negative, she'll embrace it. Like, you're right. You know, I am that. And I'm also this. But I choose to be this. Right? So if someone says that you're selfish, okay, then you say, you're right. I am selfish. And I am selfless. And I choose to be selfless. Because all versions of you exist. There is very much a selfish version of you that exists right now. But there's also a very selfless version of you who exists right now. And there is also the version of you who has the perfect balance of being selfish and selfless. And you get to choose. You get to guide spirit. You get to lead spirit to where you want it to go, to what you want to experience. And spirit's job is to take whatever you select and magnify it. So you have a physical 3D experience, tangible experience of whatever that is. So that's why they said to be mindful of the direction you guide it, because it will magnify it. You point it in that direction and it will go full force into that direction. And you're going to get back everything that comes along with whatever's down that road. Good, bad, indifferent, ugly, it doesn't matter. Okay? And the final message, this is so random, I'm telling you. Spirit said that we are to eat more asparagus. There you have it. Eat more asparagus, people. Okay? Eat more asparagus. All the messages. Share messages there. So be mindful. Sometimes things have to fall apart before they can fall into place. Be mindful of the direction you send spirit, and eat more asparagus. And those are the channel messages for today. And of course, we are holding incredible space, and we are affirming, and we are sending nothing but the highest vibration and any assistance, that any inspired action that we're willing to take to everyone in California. And yes, okay, just sent them a lot of love and a lot of energy. And of course, if you feel inspired to take any action, to donate anything, to do anything that you feel moved to do, by all means, feel free to take. to take that action. So thank you all so much. Stay safe, and I appreciate you all. And forgive me, I ran out of hair gel, so that's why we so messy today. I apologize. But take care, and until next time, I'll see you soon.